why you are
willing to
running
withdraw.
to
I'm willing to withdraw.
Lakini sikumwachia
Sikumwachia, siwezi. That will be destroying this country.
Kwa nini?
This will be watu wamekukataa. Watu wamekukataa. Azimio wamemkataa. And it's all usimesema niongee.
Watu gani?
Vyama vidogo.
Vyama za Azimio zote. Tumekaa juzi. We sat 3 weeks ago. She was not there. We sat as parties. I have a recording of everything here.
I wasn't invited.
Your brother and sister
By the way,
Muli squared.
Two Mulis.
Simuongea hata kinyumbani.
By the way, hebu niwaambie, by the way, this matter has been resolved by the highest governance organs of Azimio la Umoja Kenya.
It is exactly 19 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock on this magic Monday morning on the hottest breakfast show south of the Sahara.
North of the Limpopo.
#JeffNiguza on hot. We're going to give you guys some money.
Yeah,
Christmas is around the corner. Yeah, so you could use 50,000 shillings today.
Kabisa.
And every day.
Yeah, man.
All you need to do is dial this number.
*487
*3 hash. Again.
*487
*3 hash.
It's your design.
Check out some great views of footage and content.
Yeah, man.
Once you do that, you'll be eligible for 50,000 shillings a day.
On a daily basis. Make that a million bob.
$1 million shillings a week.
Yeah, man.
3 million shillings at the end of the campaign.
In the grand draw.
And you get to be announced on
JKL.
OCO.
As always.
Yes. Jipange.
Now, views us a promotion we've done it before. We're doing it again this time round. Bigger and better.
BCLB license number is
0000130.
All right, Monday morning, let's talk politics.
Kabisa
mzee. You know, the big one of the big topics over the weekend was IEBC.
Yeah.
In fact, that we don't have one. The fact that the opposition is saying we need to reconstitute this IEBC. What's going on? What's the delay?
Kabisa.
What's delaying the government?
And then you hear Teddy just read the news and indicated that court cases ndio za kublame for delays in IEBC.
That's what Kindiki's saying.
Kindiki anasema ati ni mambo ya kina Ambassador Koki na kina Augustus.
Yes. Well, we have them right here in the studio today. Augustus Muli is the leader of the National Liberal Party. See you.
Yeah, man.
And then, coincidentally, Koki Muli, no relation.
Other than Muli's.
Other than
Muli's.
She's a governance, democracy, and elections expert. And she's a dean. She teaches constitutional law. What? Watu wameendelea. Na sisi tuko hapa.
Kazi yetu ni kuamka na kuropokwa kwa ready.
Guy. Welcome to Hot 96, folks.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Augustus, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Why are you taking Koki to court? What's going on?
Because she's stopping the IEBC. Anasimamisha.
Yeye
anasimamisha.
Kivipi?
Koki ni candidate wa Wiper. Mimi ni candidate wa Azimio na ni candidate wa PPLC, Political Parties Liaison Committee. Hii position haikuwa Azimio. Hii position ilikuwa ni ya Political Parties Liaison Committee, ambapo we had 3 slots. One for minority coalition, which now is Azimio, another one for majority coalition, ambayo ni Kenya Kwanza, and the third one for non-aligned. Zile hazina non-parliamentary. Zile hazina representation. So katika mrengo wa Azimio, minority, 16 parties voted for me. 7 voted for Koki Muli. Jina langu likapelekwa parliament. The following day, a cabal of leaders in Azimio wakasema no, mtu wetu ni Koki Muli, sio Augustus Muli.
Na wakakataa.
Sasa wanataka siende kotini.
Na wakakataa.
Wakakataa.
Wakampatia Koki.
Wakampatia Koki. Sasa Koki hakuchaguliwa, party zingine zilimkataa. 16 parties walimkataa. 7 ndio walimpigia kura. So why should she represent Azimio?
Koki, is that true?
Hebu tusikie atasema nini. Hapa ni mambo ya integrity. Hebu tusikie atasema nini.
You know,
yes.
Jeff, I am very excited and that I am here with this my brother here. No relation.
No.
Similar name.
Yes.
Let me just set the record straight. Okay? The IEBC selection panel process was kicked off by the IEBC Amendment Act of 2024, right? So, because elections, like, it's a very serious issue in this country, it's regulated and governed by the law, every single step. And therefore, if we must end the credibility gaps, the trust deficits, and the crisis of confidence in this institution, we must follow the law. Okay? Now, I want to set the parameters clear. It is indeed a very emotive issue, as you can imagine, what Augustus MULI'S just said. All of what you said is actually mixed. So let me take you step by step. So when the IEBC Amendment Act was signed into law by the President, it created new positions that were additional to the earlier slots that were given to the IEBC selection panel. They are now, it added and created 3 more. So we have 9 instead of the old positions, that slots. Because political parties are key stakeholders in the elections, they were given 4.
Out of the 9?
Actually 5.
Out of the 9?
Out of the 9, in this way. Slot number 1, 2 slots were given to the majority coalition of parties, or majority coalition in parliament. Okay? That is UDA, took actually, Kenya Kwanza, got 2 slots. The minority in parliament, the minority coalition, please, let me, you had your say, and you will have your say.
No, I was just helping.
No, I don't need your help. As Jeff started by saying, I am an expert in elections. I've written a PhD in elections, so I know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
so let me explain. Let me explain slowly. Let me explain slowly. So, KK got 2 slots under the IEBC Amendment Act. Okay? Azimio got 2 slots under the IEBC Amendment Act. And the political parties, non-parliamentary political parties, got each a slot. Now, the law is very clear on a number of issues and how to go through systematically to establish, to ensure that those slots are filled properly. One of the slots for KK was coming through Parliamentary Service Commission. The other slot of KK was also, Azimio was coming through Parliamentary Service Commission. The other slot of Azimio and KK were coming through the Political Parties Liaison Committee. And therefore, hence now, this conversation today. So, to clarify, the process of nominating the nominees for the IEBC selection panel was supposed to be, yes, transparent and competitive for all the nominating bodies, including law society, including religious groups and so on, and the ISPAC, which was an added slot. So now, the others chose different methods. When these positions became vacant, an announcement was made within the PPLC. Because for Azimio, which has 22 political parties, whatever, around that, you are right. Well, I don't know because of
I have the figures.
Okay. So, which has those political parties initially decided to go through internal democratic processes of its own. It's internal, and in fact, we had several meetings several meetings were convened by the, the party organs, the governance organs. We were requested in one of the meetings to apply through our own political parties to demonstrate interest in this position. So we did. His political party also, they sponsored him, sent an application. Mine also sent an application. We were required to also send a CV, clearance chapter 6 documents, which we did. I did that, and at the end of the day, I think 3 people applied, and we went through a number of processes. In the end, in fact, I have been nominated and my name submitted by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya 3 times. The first by none other than the Azimio leader himself, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Sent my name there. Now, this is not about Wiper, it's not about Kalonzo, it's not about Koki Muli. In fact, when my name was submitted initially and sent to the registrar of political parties, there was a kerfuffle at the political parties liaison committee, because the political parties liaison committee, even though it is the nominating body, the slots belong to Azimio, to KK, and to non-parliamentary political parties. Now, how does that, you see, it's very important to distinguish, Jeff, that the law, the IEBC Amendment Act, was very clear in creating clusters. It didn't say PPLC produced 3 people. It said PPLC produced 3 people in the following order. 1, non-parliamentary political parties produce 1 candidate. 2, the majority in parliament produce 1 candidate. 3, the minority in parliament produce another.
Okay, let's hear from Augustus. You've been very patient there. Yes. Hold on, Koki. Hold on. Go on, Augustus.
Shida ya lawyers. Lawyers just want to confuse people. She has said exactly what I was Kizungu mingi. She has said exactly what I said. In 2 minutes, amesema in too many words. Alafu ameongeza kaukora kidogo kutuchanganya. And this is what we are against. That position is not for Kenya Kwanza or minority Azimio. That position was given to political parties liaison committee.
In clusters.
And yes, and you can interrupt me, Ms. Rashida. So the political parties was told, get people from. Your political parties liaison committee has got 90 parties.
90.
Hizi parties zinatoka wapi? Kuna za Kenya Kwanza, kuna za Azimio, na kuna zile ambazo haziko kwa mrengo wote.
Isn't the briefcase parties ama ni?
So briefcase, they are all registered parties. So they all come under that umbrella, yes. PPLC. And in its wisdom, the Nadico conversation, it created extra space for these political parties. Even parties kama sisi, small parties, ambao would never have had a position. And that's why unaona Wiper sasa ina uchungu. Sababu a small party like me has been chosen by no less than 16 other parties. Wamesema hatutaki hizi chama kubwa because nini, you hear what she said? Even before the process started, they already selected their own person. They are not the ones who are to select. It is the PPLC, which is the nominating body, as he has said. Hii body ndio ilikuwa ichukue mtu kutoka KK, kutoka Azimio, na kutoka non-aligned. Sasa ukakaa pamoja, kwa KK ukachagua mtu. Kwa Azimio wakanichagua mimi. Na kwa non-aligned ukachukua mtu mwingine. Sasa these big parties zikakasirika. See this, wakasema no. You know, we wanted this expert, this law expert.
Yeah.
Lakini watu wakasema, sisi hatutaki law expert, sisi tunataka huyu ambaye tunamwamini, huyu ambaye ataturepresent. As we are talking, I have this letter. This is from the elections. And as you can see, kulikuwa na Koki Muli yuko pale, she took part in that election. Na Augustus Muli yuko pale, he took part in that election. And at the end of this exercise, which she was nominated to this position, nominated by her party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yeah.
He endorsed her to go for that election. After that, nimepewa his certificate, nomination certificate, to represent PPLC. Koki moja, Muli akona moja kama hii. She doesn't have.
So mbona mko ofisi?
Let me say
Mbona mko
why.
ofisi?
Let me
Why are we still talking about?
Si walikataa wakaenda wakasema yeye awekwe.
So alienda kotini.
Mimi ndio nilienda kotini baada ya wao sasa. Unajua the big guys.
Yeah, but in September, the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal,
It ruled that I won.
Yeah.
What happened? Koki akakimbia kotini. Akakimbia kotini.
This election is very important to Muli.
Which Muli?
Augustus.
Let's discuss this election.
Yes.
It's very important to discuss it. This election was held in Machakos.
On 26th of July.
Yes. And I will not go into the details.
And she took part?
Yes. I'm not saying I didn't.
Yes.
I will not go into the details.
Congratulated me.
Let me explain, because this is very important to you, and it's also very important to everybody to know that this election was nullified by the High Court. Let me
after
explain.
PPDT, when you went back.
Yes.
The PPDT was the first court.
He's actually not telling you the truth about this certificate. Yes, it is true an election took place. Yes, it is true after the announcement of the results of this election.
A certificate was issued.
Of course,
Yes.
that is why you have it.
Yes.
It was issued.
Which you don't have.
Of course, I don't have, because it was
Because you
issued to
lost.
you. Yes.
Yes.
I am not denying
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
and I'm not telling you why I lost. I'm actually telling you what happened, because I don't want to dwell into this detail, because you have more important questions on on why Kenya is staring at the brink of another precipice.
Yes.
So before we get there, let's clean this, because it is a matter that has been going through all media, social media and everything with this certificate. Now I want to tell you why this certificate is null and void. Two things. Immediately after the announcement of this result, my party, and by the way, I am not a nominee of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. I am not a nominee of an individual party. I am the only legitimate nominee of Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya. And
No,
I can
16 parties have refused.
I'm
It's only
coming to
seven.
that. I'm
It's only
coming
seven
to
that
that
have endorsed you.
election.
It's only a
I'm
few
coming to that.
principals
I'm
who want you
coming-
as your
No,
candidate.
that is
Be
not
clear.
true.
Don't.
Let me come to
be
that
clear.
election.
Be clear.
I'm explaining
Only
that election.
only a few
So-
people want Koki Muli.
This election, no.
The
that is-
majority have refused. Hata 2 weeks ago we had a meeting ya Azimio. Na wakasema hata tukifanya uchaguzi mwingine tena leo tutamchagua Augustus Muli.
You know, no matter how much you drum on this, you cannot make it valid.
Koki, I still want to know why the High Court nullified.
So then we went after the announcement of this results. There were 3 men that were elected. The law, the amendment, IEBC Amendment Act is extremely clear. Section 2C of the first schedule of the IEBC Amendment Act says expressly that any nominating body that has more than 2 people must ensure that no more than 2/3 of those candidates is of either gender. It means that if you are nominating 2 candidates, like the religious body, you nominate 1 woman, 1 man.
But with all due
Let
respect,
me,
this matter was handled.
Let me
This
finish.
matter was handled,
Let me
was
finish.
adjudicated by the PPDT.
Exactly.
It said that
No,
when
no, no,
the
no.
parliament does not give us the
Can-
right mechanism to follow gender, there is no way. There's no way you're going to breed a cow and expect a horse. So it's the parliament that was to give us the
Now,
mechanism on which to get gender.
Please stop interrupting. You will have your time to speak.
Then tell the truth. When you tell the
I'm
truth,
telling
I
the
will not
truth.
object.
The law is there. You can pick the law. It's written like that. And that's why actually the High Court nullified the election. That's
Not because
one.
of that.
No,
Not
no.
because of that.
Because of the
Yes.
two-thirds,
Please, let-
1/13.
No, no,
let
no,
me
not because
explain.
of that.
Please, let me just finish. You have your time. So, what happened then? The chair of PPLC sent the names of 3 men who were elected in Machakos
Yes.
to the clerk of Senate, who is also the Secretary of Parliamentary Service Commission. The clerk immediately said these results are non-compliant and
Yes.
wrote a letter back responding to the chair of PPLC and say, we cannot violate express written law. It is indeed true that Parliament has not written to implement this article, the not more than 2/3 gender rule. However, the Constitution allows Parliament to actually express itself and include clauses, even if it's piecemeal, in different pieces of legislation. And Parliament, in its wisdom, decided to include a specific clause in the IEBC Amendment Act. So, after that, after the names were brought back to PPLC and said non-compliant, law is expressed, then my Azimio, by the way, in all this, Kalonzo is a soft target, and I am a soft target because everybody is, talking about it because of the lies and misinformation in social media. It is not true. I'm not a nominee of Kalonzo. I am a nominee of Azimio La Umoja.
Okay, so
through the
okay.
PPLC.
All right.
So my name actually was now the Secretary General of Azimio wrote to the clerk and said, the person that you are presenting as Azimio candidate is a stranger for 2 reasons, for 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is political party is not a parliamentary political party. It doesn't have a member of parliament. It doesn't have an MCA. Because of that, it does not qualify to actually nominate a candidate for this
So this
position.
party-
Which was wrong.
Number two, of course the law
Which
is
was
clear,
wrong.
the constitution is clear. So
You know,
cannot change
lawyers,
the law.
they want to
Let me
choose
just
selectively.
finish. Let me finish.
You are choosing
So,
Section 2A. Why don't you choose Section 2B? What does Section
in
2B say?
fact,
Section
let-
2B talks about competitive and transparent.
So-
what we did was competitive and transparent.
But-
I
What
have
did-
not
yes,
finished.
yes, ask
but
a question.
You don't belong to a real party. Is that what
I
they're
belong
saying?
to a real party, registered party. There is a
Which
letter
does
from
not have a member of
registrar.
parliament.
You don't have any MPs?
No. We
Do
have
you
a
have any
wait.
MPs?
We have a letter from registrar of political parties who is the custodian of all political parties. She's the one who gives authority to all the parties and acknowledges who is registered and who is not.
But you have 0 MPs.
I have no MPs.
You have no MCAs.
Now,
We do not succeed. We
now
do not
let,
succeed.
let me
Hold on,
finish.
But that does not mean we are not a fully registered party.
But
You are fully registered
but as far
party,
as
but not
IEBC,
qualified.
you're coming in not as a member of your party, but to represent the
I see.
coalition.
Correct.
Yes.
To represent the
Which
coalition.
he doesn't qualify because
But
his political
because it's a few
party
people who want to
is
say
not-
I don't qualify.
No, but the law is there.
No,
cannot
but the
change
registrar of parties
Anyways, let me
say that
finish my
I qualify.
conversation.
But that's a little
And vetted
Isn't that a
us.
little unfair though?
Yeah.
Because if you had 16
Yes.
Let me get there.
We were vetted
So,
by
let me get
let me explain the nomination process.
No,
The
no.
nom- the
Let me finish.
nomination
Let me
process
finish.
that put
Let,
us-
Let
let,
me
let her
finish.
finish.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
Then you
let
can
me
explain
finish.
that process.
Yes.
Yes, he will explain the process.
Yes.
In fact, through our own internal mechanisms,
As
we are-
Azimio.
as Azimio,
Uh-huh.
he was considered because he applied. His party actually applied on his behalf,
Uh-huh.
as my party applied on my behalf. Azimio's governing bodies, council, actually decided to pick the person with the most credentials.
It did not.
So
It did
let me-
not.
let me- let
That
me-
is a
Let her-
lie.
You
let
will
her
have your
That is a
time.
lie.
You will have your time.
That is
we
a
have
lie.
documents to prove this. In fact, these documents
Forged
were attached.
documents.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yes. We
Let's-
forged documents.
Wait.
Oh,
Let her
justice.
finish.
Yes, true.
So Azimio
So-
I'm saying
decided.
this in the
So-
open. We
so-
forged documents
So yes,
of minutes.
let me tell you, all these processes finished. My name was presented to the clerk by the secretary of Azimio and the secretary general of Azimio. And then the clerk said, in his letter to the PPLC, that you are not compliant, you have brought 3 men. Here, a political coalition has indicated that their nominee, who was qualified because she has the credentials and the expertise and the experience they are looking for, is Koki Muli.
Yet people
And
have
that is the
rejected
one.
her.
Yes, I'm coming to that. So we had objected actually to that election, and it
But
is
you
on
took part.
record. Yes,
You took
we
part,
objected.
and you lost, my dear.
Please, we objected to the results of the election.
No,
and
you
the
have
way
not.
Yes, we have.
You've not.
In fact,
You've not objected.
Okay,
You
all right.
objected by going to court
Right.
and saying
No, no,
these
no.
elections were not.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You're taking a long time to finish, Koki. Just
so
finish.
let me just end and say.
Typical of the lawyers.
So
Round and round.
after we did this,
So that they
he went
confuse
to
us.
court immediately. He went to the Political Parties Tribunal.
Yes.
The Political Parties Tribunal agreed with what you are saying. It is unfair. He was elected and so on. They didn't look at the law. They didn't look at the process.
Come on.
And
A court
the
of law.
But it's a tribunal. It's a court.
Come on.
I'm coming
you see,
there.
You see
I'm
lawyers. You
coming
see the
there.
thinking of lawyers.
Please
They always
just
think
give-
they know better than everybody
This
else.
it doesn't sound like rocket science.
Let me tell you.
Obvious.
It is
yes,
obvious.
it is very obvious. So he ran to the Political Parties Tribunal.
Which
And the
is
tribunal-
governing, which governs us.
Exactly.
And what did they rule?
What
yes,
they rule?
They agreed with his argument.
Mm-hmm.
And what was amazing is that he took Azimio to court, PPLC to court. I wasn't mentioned as any of the parties. However, when the Political Parties Tribunal's judgment came, they ruled against me and made me orders specific against me that in my name. So, of course, I said, listen, I have been following this because I'm an interested party. But I was not a party of the proceedings. How do you make a judgment against me without giving me an opportunity? So I went to the High Court. The High Court listened to all the arguments that we had, including the letters of objecting of the election. There were two objectors, Wiper and CCU, Chama cha Uzalendo. And the High Court, which is a superior court with all the jurisdiction, not only set aside the entire judgment, it actually declared that the judgment of the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal is null and void. It
What
invalidated.
it said was that it actually said that I won.
Go on.
It said the High Court said that I won, and actually I should be compensated.
No, that is
What are you looking for? Are you looking for compensation?
I'm not looking for compensation.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking to represent my people.
So
I'm looking to represent the PPLC through minority coalition, through these 16 parties.
I have basic questions.
Yeah.
Did we have an election?
Yes.
Is it legal for the election to take place?
Well, there are issues.
Oh,
There were issues on that.
First, this lawyers.
Okay,
lawyers.
see the
And
yes or no.
This is what is holding this country.
Does the law say that we need an election?
No.
Because yes,
No.
yes.
No.
Because it's the PPLC. Sasa, these people they want to select.
Did you participate
not
in the election?
The law does not.
Did you
Dakari,
participate
did you
or not?
participate?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And
you lost. And you lost.
And yes.
So walk away, Koki. Why
Walk
not walk
away.
away?
Let
But
the country
election-
move ahead.
The election was.
These are the
you
people
see,
holding this country back.
You remember 2017 when the president's election was nullified.
Nullified, yes.
It
Just
was
spoken. Give me a
nullified.
chance. You're giving me a
It
chance
was
to talk.
We are giving
nullified.
you-
Yes.
It was nullified because of the procedure of how that election was conducted.
Okay, so what do you
No,
look
The
let-
High
let
Court,
me talk
the
now.
High
Hold on,
Court
Koki.
nullified this
Okay.
election
This-
because of the
Stand by, stand by.
results.
Augustus, what's the next step?
These people started rigging this even before the bill was passed.
So you're saying you've been rigged out?
They've tried to rig me out, and I've stood firm. Because of people who stand by me, Azimio majority stands by me.
What happens next?
What happens next? Kalonzo's party,
Please stop
Wiper,
mentioning Kalonzo.
Wiper.
Kalonzo has
You
got
represent
nothing
Wiper.
to do with this.
You represent
I
Wiper. Kalonzo has been
represent
one who's
Azimio.
talking the most,
No,
saying
Kalonzo
I'm a
has got
government,
nothing to
I'm a
do.
proxy. Yesterday he was saying,
are
oh, the
you?
proxies of the government. I am not a proxy. I am a proxy of PPLC. I'm a proxy of 16 parties who have voted. Watch any
why, as you know,
Let
why
me
did
finish.
they
16
Okay.
parties have voted for me and
in
they
the
have
wrong
stood with me.
cluster.
They have
His
stood with me.
cluster is non-parliamentary party.
I am
He was in the wrong cluster.
I am not in the wrong cluster.
was
the
elected
person,
in the
the
wrong
person who
cluster.
determines which cluster you're on is the registrar of
I
political
am
parties.
so confused
And
about
the House,
what's
and the
going on.
House.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
technical now.
Nipatie nafasi yangu niongee basi.
Let's help people understand.
When
Yes.
you are
So,
running, let me-
hold
on, Koki, hold
when
on.
you are running
Hold
as
on,
a
stand
senator,
by, Koki.
let's agree on a few things that we've tried to gather.
Yes.
Which
So
we're very confused
the
about.
two MULI'S, Koki and Augustus, participated in an election.
Election.
Correct?
Augustus won by 16 against 7.
Koki
Yes.
in the
7.
wrong cluster.
Okay, and then
the wrong cluster.
Koki believes that matches you won
Yes, I was in the wrong cluster.
and the procedures
You see-
were wrong.
Not
And the
Koki
process,
believes.
yeah.
Please let me. Please.
It's us now. It's
correct
the two of
that.
us
no.
here.
Is it?
Koki doesn't
Let us
believe.
give
The
give me a
law
chance to
and
talk.
the court,
Uh-huh.
the High Court, does not believe. It is interpreted
So-
the law correctly and said, if Muli wanted to be elected to represent PPLC, he should have been elected in the cluster of non-parliamentary political parties.
Okay, hold on.
Because he
Hold on.
doesn't have a member of parliament.
You know what it's like?
Exactly.
MC.
So you went to the wrong
It's
cluster.
like high school elections.
Yes.
It's
And then
like
you
when are
run for head boy.
Yeah.
And you're in the wrong form.
For example, it's like
Form
national,
3.
Yes. Lakini
No,
unataka kuwa head boy.
Unataka kuwa head boy.
Aya.
So
wait,
you are-
wait.
Sasa nipatie nafasi
Mkaenda kotini, baada ya kufikiria kwamba kuona kwamba wanataka ku elbow out.
akaenda kwa
Koti
sio
ikakupitishia,
kwa
ikanipitishia.
tribunal,
Court.
sio kwa
Hiyo
koti.
ni coach bana. Coach kama
Court.
It is, it's
Aya.
a tribunal.
Yes.
Tribunal
Tribunal.
ika rule in your favor.
Yes.
And then
She
huyu
has
aka
to
counter that.
Eh.
Akaenda higher court.
Na mimi sasa nikaenda
a
court of appeal.
superior court. Na
Ah.
Niko
sasa,
court of appeal.
that is
As we
why,
speak.
As you speak. Yes.
Jeff, that's why I
Sasa,
started
si
by
nipatie nafasi
saying
niongee.
Moja.
no, who is holding
Precisely,
the
that's the
that
question.
is the point I'm
So,
answering now. Because
Wacha kwanza niongee
like-
kabla aongee.
Because this is, the truth must come out and come out clearly. Everybody has been saying Kalonzo and Koki are
But it
holding
is Kalonzo
this.
and
Please,
Koki.
just
No,
listen.
Koki
It
now.
is
Let me
lies.
speak now.
It is
You
lies.
can't-
You will.
you
Right
can't
now.
dominate
No,
the whole
no,
show.
No.
You will
We are
shut
here
Yes.
so that I speak.
You know he wants
she
to
speaks
talk a lot
20
because
minutes,
he's
I
not
don't
telling
speak.
the truth.
I want only 1 minute to speak.
Haya, wacha ongea.
Hapana,
Wacha ongea.
nimalize saying
Wacha niongee.
Nasema,
Otherwise hakuna show
who is
hapa.
holding
Jeff, ama
the
kuna show. Kuna show.
constitution of
Kuna
this
show.
She
election?
can't talk all the
Okay,
time.
wait.
Who is holding the
Daktari, wait.
constitution of the
Wait.
election?
Wait.
Go on,
Anasema
Augustus.
kabla ulaambia
No, wacha
point.
Augustus aongee.
Yes.
Yes.
Aya,
Ongea.
aongee.
So this thing has been rigged from even Kitambo.
Si wachana nayo basi.
Yeah, no, I cannot.
Wachana nayo.
I cannot, for the sake of this country.
The
I
people
cannot.
have spoken.
Is
The
it,
people have spoken.
is it worth it?
It's worth it. It's worth it. That's why our forefathers died for this country. That's why those Mau. Then some people were saying, is it worth it? Is it worth it fighting the Wazungus with their big guns and you've got bows and arrows? It's worth it for the sake of this country. If I step down now, Wiper will put in Koki, who Azimio, the rest of Azimio does not know, does not want. We asked this
But
2
not
weeks
which
ago.
rest of
So wacha
us
nimalize
do.
kwanza. 2 weeks ago, these parties, they asked Wiper leader, mbona hutaki Muli a represent Azimio?
Because he's not qualified. That's what Azimio
He
said.
answered.
They're saying you're not qualified.
No, he
He
answered.
doesn't have the
Wait,
credentials
let me
they are
answer.
looking for.
I'm the one who's talking. They asked him, why don't you want Muli to represent Azimio?
Na sio
We have
that's
vetted-
not
Augustus, no,
Augustus.
this Muli.
Yes.
Now alisema, this guy, we have vetted him.
Akajibu aje?
How?
They vetted me and they voted me. Akasema hivi. Augustus Muli will not represent my interests. That's exactly his quote. He will not represent, only Koki Muli can represent my interests because I want to be a presidential candidate in 2027. I have it verbatim, I have it recorded. That is exactly what he said. So it's about individuals.
that is
Wacha nimalize.
politics,
So wacha niongee.
my dear.
And so this is about
Politics
personal.
is a wrong.
So you have no chance now.
I have a chance
Umeenda
Because
court
in the
of
court of
appeal.
appeal.
to go court of appeal.
Na sasa ninyi wawili mmeshikilia.
Hapana.
Hilo
Yeye ndiye
mahali.
ameshikilia.
Hapana. You see,
Sababu anataka kuiba.
people who
Anataka
don't
kuiba cha
tell the
wenyewe.
truth
Everything I've said here is the truth.
Acha naulize, wait, daktari.
Ni nani anashikilia hii?
IEBC saizi haiko.
Sababu anataka kuiba nafasi yangu.
There's no IEBC.
Because of this too.
No, that's not true.
It is.
Please, let me tell you. If you are a person of integrity and you want to represent those political parties at the IEBC selection panel, you must learn to tell the truth.
And right now, you are not telling the truth.
No,
they have not told the truth. They've been lying from day one. And that's why the rest of Azimio has refused.
And that's why we're in a crisis.
We're in a crisis. Because they are lying. How can you claim to want an IEBC and you're the first person to rig?
Question is, what awaits us? Tuachane na mambo ya court na election. What awaits us as a country? Because angalia general election in a camp, kuna wards hazina my MCAs, kuna about 5 constituencies hazina MPs.
Now, let me tell you one important thing. If Augustus Muli didn't go to court of appeal, we would already have an IEBC selection panel.
How about if you didn't go to the High Court?
Why did I go to?
How about if
you think he's holding the whole thing?
Yes.
At the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
And why?
And
what if you didn't go to the High Court?
What if you didn't try to steal it from me?
Right now, Kenyans are interested to see. You see the hashtag. Constitute IEBC selection panel now.
Yes.
So what is stopping that from happening?
What is stopping it?
Kalonzo. It's not. No. How? If it is
majority wamesema ni mimi, wewe unaingilia wapi? Unaingilia wapi? Who has chosen you? No. I've got evidence here. Look, I've got evidence here. Those who have selected me. Let us show us who has selected her.
This is why this country is in a mess.
Yeah.
Jeff,
this is why. Jeff, I have evidence here to show the number of people who selected me. Koki atuonyeshe nani wamemchagua.
Muli mbona useme tu hii too much.
I'm willing to do that. I'm actually willing to step down.
Okay, you are.
I am willing to step down.
Withdraw the case.
No. Let me explain.
He just said something.
Let me say.
Go on.
I'm willing to withdraw and step back, but not to hand over my victory to her.
To whom?
We sit down, the entire Azimio, in front of the churches, in front of people of integrity. Watu Azimio waseme hatutaki huyu, tunataka huyu. We do that.
Ngoja, unataka kulipwa wewe.
Mimi sitaki kulipwa. They have tried to bribe me. They have offered me money.
How much?
A lot of money.
How much?
Millions of shillings. They have offered, I have refused. Hata wamejaribu kuniambia watanipatia ambassador ya Dubai. Nikakataa. Wamesema watanipatia PS. Nikakataa. Yes.
Go for your PS.
Wewe ni a cheap position.
Wewe unataka
kupatia Kalonzo.
Wewe unataka tu selection.
You see, let me
ask you, daktari, mbona na wewe usiachilie? You can't.
Mimi niliachilia kitambo.
Hajaachilia. Achilia, nenda
for the sake of the country.
Nenda withdraw.
Withdraw what? I'm not the one in court. There are two.
Andika barua.
Withdraw.
Yes. I'm a what
for the sake of the country.
No, please. You people must understand. I write a letter to withdraw what? He's the one.
When do you mean the High Court?
No.
Right
now.
Yes.
Right now. When I went to the High Court a long time ago. I won that case. I was nominated. My name was sent
to mambo ya chicken and egg at which comes first?
No. It is.
Tell us which comes first.
Kenyans
my appeal or her High Court?
Guys, you know you're holding the country at ransom.
Not guys, please.
You know that.
Please.
Yes.
Augustus Muli, PNU, and the persons with disability are the only people with cases that are holding this process.
Where do those cases emanate?
It doesn't matter where they
emanate
We are
from the fact
now.
that you are trying to steal my victory.
No,
you are trying to steal the true representation of a majority of parties in Azimio. This majority have said this is the only person, and they've repeated that in front of the principals. When the Supreme Court 20 elections, they'll still choose me. That's why they are scared of having an election.
When the Supreme Court nullified President Uhuru's election,
in
2017, President Uhuru Kenyatta went back to the ballot paper. He didn't say. He didn't say the majority of people.
Are you willing to go back to the ballot?
Ready and willing.
It
Koki,
was
are you
actually, it was what the High Court ordered.
Koki,
What
Are you willing to go back?
Yeah.
Once,
Yes,
let me
but
explain what
in the
happens.
right cluster.
Once,
Which is
He is not in
no,
the
no,
cluster.
sasa.
he should
No, there's a
represent.
story.
No, but this is the
Wananiogopa.
He
They do
should
not want to face
be-
an election with me.
I mean, you know,
Hawataki kuniface.
Anasema
Anasema
hauna
hauna party.
mbunge, hauna mbunge, hauna MCA.
I'm a
let me
registered
tell
party.
you.
Mine is a registered party.
You
That is
asked-
all,
you asked
only
a very
the only
important
qualification.
question.
And
Where
you
do
did
we
talk
go
on
from
an
now?
Yes.
Where do we go?
Where do we go from now?
Yeah.
If Muli is actually interested and has the interest of this country at
I
heart,
have.
let me just
Kabisa,
finish
I
my
have.
sentence. If he's interested and he has the interest of this country at heart, he would run to the Court of Appeal where he's holding the process hostage
Yes.
and actually withdraw that case. And
Ni-
then
nikuachie?
for the good, no, you are the one
Ati
voting.
nimwachie na watu wamemkataa.
You know,
Come on.
because of
I will not
this-
be doing the
this-
country a favor.
Yes, you
I will
would.
be destroying this country.
Now,
Because I'm saying huyu
let's-
wamemkataa na
Let's
sasa
look at our
namwachia.
credentials.
Eh?
Let's
That is
look
why
at
I
our
refuse to be
credentials.
bribed.
Credentials.
Let's
Okay.
look
That
at
is why I
credentials.
said I not accept bribe.
Credentials.
I tried
You
the
see-
credentials. Wanasema
you see-
sijasoma.
Wewe.
Anasema sijasoma.
Hakuna
Eh,
mtu
kizungote.
amesema
Eh?
hivyo.
Una degree?
Let me tell-
Anasema sina degree.
no, let me
I
tell
have-
you. Let me tell you.
Qualifications.
To sit
Yeah.
where you are sitting.
Yeah.
You will not just sit there. You will be required to meet a certain criteria.
Yeah.
You will be required to have certain expertise.
And you're saying Muli doesn't have
Anasema
I am
anasema
not
sina.
saying that. Let me finish.
Hiyo ndio concussion
You
on the
see-
summer.
You see,
But-
this is a problem with people who are not telling the truth. Because you jump on this opportunity, the other, to actually disparage without giving systematic reason. Let me tell you why Azimio is choosing me. Because they have, this is Azimio's slot.
It's
Azimio
not, it's
looks at
it's
all the
PPLC.
credentials.
Kwanza tuanzie hapo.
But question
Hii position
is,
ya
if
PPLC.
ni Azimio.
Si Azimio.
Moving
Hii kitu
forward,
haishi leo.
let's move
Kama
forward.
itaisha.
Hii
Moving
kitu haishi
forward,
leo.
what is at stake? Now, wewe sema, why you
You're
are,
willing
you are
to
running
withdraw.
to it?
I'm willing to withdraw.
Lakini sikumwachia
Sio
Muli.
kumwachia, siwezi. That will be destroying this country.
Kwa nini?
This will be watu wamekukataa. Watu
Watu
wamekukataa.
Azimio.
Azimio wamemkataa.
Watu
And it's
gani?
all, usimesema niongee.
Watu
Vyama
gani?
vidogo.
Vyama za Azimio zote. Tumekaa juzi. We sat 3 weeks ago. She was not there. We sat
I
as
wasn't-
parties.
I wasn't
I have a recording
invited.
of everything
I
here.
wasn't
Eh?
invited.
Your brother and sister,
By the
Muli,
way-
Muli
I'm telling you,
squared.
two Mulis.
Simuongea hata kinyumbani.
We've got two
By the way,
No, ba.
Yue, ninakuachia.
hebu niwaambie, by the way, this matter has been resolved by the highest organs, governance organs of Azimio la Umoja Kenya. The only problem is, I think the fixation with Kalonzo and Koki Muli is what is actually undermining the and the noise you have seen. Actually, whatever
social
you
media
is
noise.
saying,
Yes.
whatever,
Everything you're saying.
it's actually not
It's
true.
a lot of noise.
It's a lot
Let me
of
you know
noise,
what?
but
Let me
who is
explain
it?
something.
So where do we go
let me
from
explain
here?
something
I
about.
want to know where
Let
we
me
go
explain
from
something
here.
about coalitions. About Azimio, for
Very
example.
briefly, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, when we join coalitions, it doesn't mean we cease to be independent parties. So we come to a coalition with our own power. So when they start quoting at the National Liberal Party, Augustus Moli must listen to the Azimio leadership only in as far as the interests of our parties are taken care of. In this case,
Yeah.
You cannot
in
be
this
in a
case,
coalition
let me
without
finish.
listening
Let me
to it.
no. We are part of that coalition, but we
Then
we
you
have
abide by
our
their
sovereignty.
rules and
We've got.
regulations.
Wacha niongee, Koki.
But you also have no MPs, no MCAs, nothing.
That is correct.
You have no power.
and that's,
You are
and that's
registered
what. And that's what.
party.
Yes. And that's
You
what.
are a briefcase party.
No, there's no briefcase party in this country. This is what NADCO talks were all about. Empowering everyone. And that's why the political parties liaison committee was given 3 slots. So that it takes care of everybody. So now watu wanakuja hapa sema hii chama ya National Liberal Party is a small party.
Lakini ubanduki.
Si banduki.
Okay, you know
What
what?
awaits-
You know
what
what? You know what?
awaits
Koki,
the country?
Augustus, Muli, and Muli.
Muli
What
squared.
awaits the country?
Muli squared.
Muli squared.
This conversation will have to continue another time.
Yes.
But just to let you know, you are
Yes.
holding a country hostage.
Yes.
Both of you. The
No,
two
no.
Mulis
Yes.
No.
are holding a
No.
country
It's a
hostage.
Muli affair.
Before, I mean, before we know it, it'll be
why is it that you are
2027.
listening to him?
Yes. But you spoke for 30 minutes.
No.
Koki.
I'm not holding the country at
Both
ransom.
of you, MULI'S.
He, Augustus
MULI'S.
Kyalo is holding the country at ransom.
Okay, we'll leave
because
it at-
he's the one with a live case right now.
Okay.
Koki Muli
So-
has no case. And Kalonzo Musyoka has got nothing to do with it.
You MULI'S.
So wewe tukuje. And by the way, no one knows just what is happening and what is happening.